Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing my stealth build on Warframe. Now, when I say build I mean the frame, the primary, secondary and melee weapon I use, as well as the sentinel. We'll start with the frame. Obviously, because it's stealth, the most obvious frame that I come to think of is Loki. Just simply because of the ability to go invisible, just goes in great with any bows, any silence weapons such as the Dread or the Ballistica. So I'll just show my build. I'm not using any former currently, but obviously it's got a catalyst on. And I could former, but I haven't as of yet. Never actually found the need to. But this is actually not the same build. I think I've got a different build here. Yeah, this is, well, I'll show you actually. My first configuration is for max power duration, which is obviously useful for the invisibility. Now this is just the first build I've got on, so obviously that's best for duration. But I haven't got primed flow, so let's just find that. Should be here. Primed flow. Yep, I haven't even got that maxed as of yet. But it's a really good build I find. I think I can go invisible for about 30 seconds, and perfect for spy missions, anything really. Rescue missions, anything. But quite a squishy frame. I mean, my shields and health are about 225. I'm not actually using any, I'm not using redirection, I'm not using vitality. So it's not a very tanky frame, but you don't need it to be if you're using this build. So this is just a suggestion. Everyone has their different, methods. I use rush because I like to get there fast. He's a fast frame by default, but as you can see, the sprint speed's 1.6. But yeah, so this more or less is kind of speed and agile build in conjunction with the duration build. My second config for Loki is focused on range, which is for his disarm, and what's the ability's name? Yeah, radial disarm. Now see, that's based on range, so I believe I've got the max range. Yeah, so for range, I actually do use a shield mod. I do use vitality and redirection, because I'm spending less time invisible and more time standing out in the open. So I find, I keep rush, but I find using stretch, using overextended, it's a great build to use. But yeah, and at the same time I still use corrosive. I use corrosive projection on this build, whereas I could also use energy siphon. Yeah, but I've used this. Now as for my weapon, I use the Dread. Now this is arguably the most, one of the highest damaging game primaries. So here's my build, got 2 form on it, and its crit chance is maxed, 125%. And I find this, now people obviously may disagree because you have your own preferences, but as you can see, impact and punch are pretty low. Slash is about 2.2k here, so I focus on a slash and crit build, but I haven't used heavy caliber, where I would get 120% because I actually value the accuracy of the Dread, because that's really what it is about a bow, is hitting those shots. But it's a good speed, brilliant crit chance, and a really good slash chance, so you're going to be bleeding them a lot. As well as that, I decided to put a toxin on there as well, because why not? So malignant force is there. Now, as for my Racta Ballistica, I've gone for more or less a large puncture build. So this for me means the 3 main mods you need, so Hornet Strike, Lethal Torrent and Barrel Diffusion, accompanied by No Return, Gunslinger, Stunning Speed. The reason I put Gunslinger is because the charge on the Racta Ballistica is quite slow without having a fire rate mod on, and I prefer the status chance. Well, I don't need the status chance until I put something on there such as Heated Charge perhaps. I haven't put Jolt on, but eventually I could. But this build seems to work. I might put a former on it, but really I'm quite happy with the amount of puncture damage. As well as this, it is a silent weapon, so it goes hand in hand with Loki really. Now as for my melee, I use the Dragon Arcana, not forward, but I use Decisive Judgment, but at the same time, I can use Blind Justice, and I can also use, I think that's a third stance, yeah, Tranquil Cleave, but I prefer using Decisive Judgment, I like that stance. Now, the speed of the weapon is 1.10, but I have got Spoiled Strike on, so obviously you've got the minus 20% attack speed, in conjunction with the plus 30 attack speed, so it kind of balances it out. But as for elementals, I've gone with Corrosive, so Fever Strike for Toxin, and then accompanied by Electricity, so Voltaic Strike, and Virulent Scourge for more Toxin, which in the end amounts to about 571 corrosive damage. I use this build against Grineer quite a lot, because of the armour's quite weak to corrosive, but it's got a fairly large status chance. I could build on that, but Life Strike as well I find quite useful for this weapon. Right, and as for the Sentinel, I like to use Prisma Shade. I don't really focus on any Sentinel builds, I don't really use Sentinels that much, but I like using him because he obviously can make you go invisible. Well, unless that's a mod, but yeah, Ghost. I've got Ghost on there, and it just goes well, because if I'm running out of energy and I don't have any energy to go invisible, Shade can make me go invisible. But yeah, so this is only my stealth build, but probably one of my favourite builds to use because he's quick, he's fast, he's fun to play, and yeah, I just enjoy playing him. Anyway, so this has been my Loki, my stealth build. Obviously I've got it up there as the stealth build, but I have many other builds, but I'll show them off in other videos. Anyway, yeah, so if this has been helpful, feel free to use any of the mod suggestions I've come up with, and enjoy.